want to say two things before I start. One, I've had a couple of cocktails. And two, tonight is GK and Minnie's wedding anniversary. For those of you who have not met his better half, she is beautiful, graceful, glamorous, and we are so happy that you're here. Congratulations. Okay, so, when I was 17 years old, and my niece is in the room, she probably hasn't heard this. When I was 17 years old, we grew up in a small suburb of West Philly called Morton, PA, like Morton the Salt, right? It was a really small town, and there were like only 2 eligible guys, and all the girls dated them, and you knew all their business. It was just a real nightmare. Anyway, so at 17, I had $1,000 and a desire to get as far away from Morton as possible. So I applied to USC. What else does a teenager do when they want to get away? So I applied to USC and I got in, right? Yay! Fight on for old SC. So I go to SC with this attitude that, okay, so worst case scenario is they don't let me in. And I just make this a 2-week vacation, blow the $1,000 and go home. Best case scenario is they take me. Well, they took me. When I got there, they found a house for me and everything, so we were good. And I would call Mama every day, crying about the people in California. They're so mean, they're not nice. And I want to come home. And finally, the morning I called her and said we were sitting on the beach, waiting for the sun to rise. Okay, the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. So I would have been sitting there on the beach in Los Angeles for a very long time waiting for the sun to rise, but like I was just blowing off classes and really learning how to do that well. So at that point, Mama said, "You coming home." And not only are you coming home, but you are going to go to Temple University, right? Yeah, Temple, and you're going to work full time and go to school full time until you get your degree. And so I went and got a job at the Adams Mark Hotel. Does anybody remember the Adams Mark Hotel on City Line Avenue Convention Hotel? Right? Okay. So I got a job in reservations. So that back then, Adams Mark Hotel, this is Jamie Brunson, may I help you? Take the call, Convention Hotel. So I'm happy to have this job, but every day my commute to and from the job and school goes something like, I get the bus to 69th Street and then another bus to the Adams Mark Hotel, then a bus down Center City, and then a subway up to North Philly to go to Temple, then the subway back, then the train back, and at home. And this is every day, to go to school and work. And so I'm loving this job at the Adams Mark, a full-time job at 30 hours a week. I'm making money, I'm going to school. But after a while, I'm beginning to get a little delirious, right? I don't know half the time whether I'm at school or at work. I don't know what the classes are. And so I begin to flirt with danger. So I kind of got to a point at the Adams Mark Hotel where I'd say anything to anybody. I didn't care. So I remember there was this one guy, and I talked to everybody. I talked to the controller of the hotel. I'm a reservations agent. I'm going into the controller's office going, "Hey, Pat, how's it going today? What's happening?" And so one day really? Okay, quick. So one day they fired this black guy, and they found out like 3 weeks later that he had stolen money. And I was like, what's going on? And he says, and they had treated him really bad. And he said to me, "Jamie, we treat black people bad because they don't sue." That's what he said to me. And I said, "You know what, Pat? Give me a reason. I'm suing everybody. Do one thing wrong to me I don't like." And that started it. So like on Saturday mornings when I would get to work and I didn't want to be bothered, I would, the managers would walk by and the phones weren't ringing, but I needed the job. So the manager would walk by and I would go, "Adams Mark Hotel, please hold. Adams Mark Hotel, please hold." And of course he would run the other way because he thought we were busy, but there was nobody calling. Had to do something. So finally one night, and all along, my friends at Temple were laughing at me because when they were out having fun, I had to go to work. And I think that the straw that broke the camel's back was the night at the gift shop when they asked me to work for like 20 minutes. And I said, look, I gotta go in 5 minutes, my shift is over. And he disappeared and left me in there. And people were bringing stuff up and I would just be like, they were like, how much is this? And I was like, well, how much does it look like it costs? And they'd say $5. Great. I was selling $100 ties and shirts for $5. And then when I got tired, I was like, everyone please bring your purchases up to the cash register, the gift shop is closing. Right? So after I graduated from college and I somehow made it through the Adams Mark Hotel, the recession hit. The recession of 1990. And all of my friends that laughed at me when I was trucking back and forth to work couldn't find any work at all. And it was a shame because all of us had to pay back those student loans. But guess what? For some reason, I still had the Adams Mark Hotel.